everyone. Today I thought it would be fun for me to talk about my varicose veins surgery in South Korea. So this was an unexpected thing that I had to get done because, well, the point of this video is to teach everyone out there, if you have varicose veins, if you need a surgery urgently or you can wait, and how it is to have the surgery here in Korea, if you are in Korea, or if you're somewhere else but you're not sure about the steps. So I hope that in that sense this video is helpful for you. So I'm going to start with the first things, like when should you go to the doctor, and when should you consider getting the surgery, and then how is it gonna go, and all of that. So right now I am 5 days post-operation and it's not terrible. I do live alone, and it was really hard at first, so make sure you have someone definitely for the first 2 nights, because it might be really hard, especially depending where your vein is. So for me, it was in the back of my knee, so it was really hard to move the first night, and the second day it was really hard to move as well, especially because of where it was. And it also depends what kind of procedures you get done. Okay, so the first thing is, when should you go to the doctor? When should you be concerned about this? So I had varicose veins for a really long time. I'm only 26 right now, but I had them all my life because they evolved to be varicose veins. It was originally hemangioma, or whatever that is spelled. So I had that all my life and I didn't even think about it. I had done a really long airplane trip, and then when I came back home here in Korea, it was feeling really weird. So when should you go to the doctor? If your varicose veins are really soft to the touch, tender, if you feel something hard, if you feel them moving, then you should definitely go to the doctor. When I went to the doctor, I already had thrombosis phlebitis, and that's very dangerous. So I went to the doctor because I was feeling a lot of pain, and that could be dangerous. So don't let it get too bad. If you feel tenderness, make sure to check it out, touch it. If you feel something hard, you should definitely go to a doctor. It might be inflammation from the smaller capillaries around the bigger vein. So that's what made me go to the doctor. So what should happen after you go to the doctor? For me in Korea, I don't know other doctors. I only know about my doctor, but I guess this is like a basic procedure. So the first thing is, the doctor, he looked at it, he touched it and whatnot, and then he made me get an ultrasound. And so this has been the first time ever that I went to the doctor for my varicose veins. I never went because of them before, so this was like the first time that I would be, getting to know what was going on in my leg. So I ended up having blood reflux, very severe, which was causing obviously the thrombosis, and it had already been also like thrombosis phlebitis because all of the other areas were inflamed because of the reflux. So what should you do to avoid this? They have these kind of things. These are compression socks, everybody, there's so many compression socks out there and it can be tricky, so it might take a while for you to get a perfect one for you. I am very plus size, like from my bottom down. I am more like a pear-shaped person in the weight distribution, so a lot of these thigh height compression socks, they roll down a lot. However, I need to make it work. There is adhesive, there are bandages like this that you can wrap around. You need to make it stay up. What sometimes works the best for me is lotioning it, putting a lot of lotion. It helps to leave them off for a while, but depends how plus you are, and follow the size charts and read all of the reviews and all of that. So getting your right compression socks might be difficult. Just ask your doctor and Google a lot of them to get to know them. After the doctor saw that blood reflux and he told me that it was severe enough for me to get surgery. However, I needed to get better. So he gave me pills, medication. It was more like blood thinners and anti-inflammation medicine. And I had to start wearing my socks all day because of that situation. How to wear the socks? You wear them when you know you're going to be standing or sitting for a long time, and you cannot wear them to sleep. They never recommend them to wear them to sleep, because if you wear them to sleep, it depends how tight it is, unless your doctor recommends you to use them while sleeping too. But otherwise, don't use them to sleep, because it could actually not be beneficial, because when you're laying down, the blood circulation might not be getting really to your feet, so it might be not very helpful after all. So I had to use that. So now the surgery, there are various types of surgery. So there is one that's called vein stripping, and then there's another one that's called the ENVTL. I might have messed that up. It's the laser one. So my doctor used the laser surgery along with ambulatory phlebectomy. So basically, he's removing the problematic veins that they're very damaged, and he did that after the laser. And so that makes the operation lengthier. So I was on the operation bed for around 2 hours, because everything, like pre-op and then doing the surgery, I think it was like 30 minutes maybe or more for the laser procedure, and then almost an hour for the other one. How does it feel? Like I said, it depends where your vein is. It made it really hard to move. You're gonna experience, it's not a very invasive surgery, so it's not like you can't do anything, but it is a leg, so it's hard to move. And that's why I recommend that if you are going to go through this, you do have someone that you know is going to be there, because I literally just went thinking I could do it by myself, and once I was out of the surgery, he released me at 5 o'clock that same day that I had surgery. The surgery started at around 7:30 a.m. and then the anesthesia wore off, and then he checked me, and then he released me. And I had no one. I coincidentally had a friend that came to visit me at the hospital. She brought me home, but if it were not for her, I don't know what I would have done. How is the post-op situation? Okay, so he advised me to not shower until 5 days, so I showered yesterday finally. And well, I didn't shower, but you know, I did clean everywhere else but my leg. The incisions are really small. I would say they're like this big, and I have 5 of them, and wherever the surgery was, like the laser had gone through, that all of that is tender. It's like a bruise. And yeah, also the cost is very affordable. I had, like I said, I had two types of procedure done during the operation. So, and I have the Korean National Health Insurance, which doesn't cover a lot of the cost. They cover basic costs. So the total of everything, including the hospital fee, and when I say hospital fees, I mean, you know, the checkup that you get before surgery, like the blood checkup, the urine checkup, the they give you, like, they make you get x-rays, and they check if you're allergic to stuff, the IV, the post-medicine, the staying in the hospital. You know, I stayed one night in the hospital, and so all of that, the laser surgery and the, what was the name the second procedure that he used, all of that added up to around 2,220 something thousand won, which in dollars is roughly under 2,000 bucks. Under 2,000 bucks. The laser surgery itself, the surgery itself, he told me that the Korean National Plan wouldn't cover it, and it would be 1,500,000 won, and that is roughly $1,300. However, I thought that was only, he was only talking about the laser surgery. However, he did two procedures under that same price, and so I thought it was, you know, affordable enough, and I went through it. And the hospital fee was that whole extra that went to the 2 million. It's so hard. The other, but the health insurance plan covered a bunch of it, so I ended up paying around 1,680,000 won, which might be somewhere around 1,500 or less dollars. So that's everything. The hospital included, the medicine included, the everything. And so everything was smooth. It's not, I was really scared at first because I've never heard about this procedure. I don't know anyone that has gone through it. And I really didn't Google on YouTube. I researched about the procedure itself, like on medical websites and stuff. However, I'd never really talked to anyone that went through the surgery, and less in Korea. It is hard, like I mentioned, if you live alone like I do. I live alone. The first 2 nights was really hard, but it gets easier quickly. It gets easier quickly. And so yeah, having compression socks is a definite you need it. So you're gonna have to be using the compression socks after the surgery for around a month, and that's all day and all night except for sleeping, like I mentioned. So you just take them off when you're gonna sleep, and then when you wake up you put them right like first thing in the morning. And this is to avoid any, you know, clots and any further complications, and for the surgery to be super successful. Now I want to talk about success rates, because when I first started to talk about this surgery with my parents, they were just concerned that, you know, the success rate was low, because they have heard a lot of people that have gone through procedures with their varicose veins and they just end up getting them back. So there are other treatments, but they're not for really severe varicose veins. They're like for what it's called the spider veins, and these are some kind of, like, you get a shot, like a treatment shot, and a lot of people has had adverse reactions to it, getting more spider veins or not really getting rid of the ones they had. However, this is another thing. This is the surgery that they remove the big problematic veins. So for that one, the success rate of the procedure that I had is 90% success rate, and that means that I am more likely to not have this problem of the vein coming out again in the future. However, like I mentioned, there's 2 types of big surgeries. There's one like vein stripping and the laser. The difference between both of them of successful rates, it's the laser surgeries has higher successful rates, and they recommend it for younger people because of the recovery time. However, if you can afford, the difference here in Korea was the vein stripping was $400 because it covered the health plan. However, I wasn't really sure if I would have enough recovery time because I am a teacher and there are not many like holidays and not many sick days to take off. So I opted for the quickest and also like painless, which wants to be good going through pain, and I live alone. Yes. So if you have any other questions, if you were looking for this video and I did not answer a question that you had, because I am mumbling a lot, but if I did not answer something, you can just, leave a comment with a question and I will try to address that question if I know the answer. If not, then I'll refer you to some website that I have found that could have the answer for your question. And yeah, so I hope that this video is very informative, because that's the point. It's not a very fun video. I mean, it is fun for me because I'm bored and I've been doing nothing in my house because I'm post-op. But other than that, I hope that it was very educational, and that if you needed to get this surgery or you're considering, then I hope that this is very helpful towards making that decision. So thank you so much. Bye.